But brief thoughts on that. How was the exercise for you, since you were a member of the elections committee?
Yeah, thank you very much, and a very good morning to our cherished viewers, to my brother Kosi, the day here too. As you know, we ended our elections on Saturday, and prior to it, there had been a lot of concerns as to how the elections was going to go. There were issues around the security of the elections, about the peace and unity of the party after the elections. And so from the elections committee point of view, we had always tried to make sure we provided a level playing field. We were very fair, consistent, and transparent in the dealings with all the aspirants. And so we went into Saturday with a lot of optimism, particularly with the assurance that we received from the police that they were going to help in ensuring that there is nothing untoward that happens on the day. Gratefully, we ended the exercise. Everything was counted by 6 p.m. It was very clear that His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia had won, and the EC pronounced him as such with, I think, about 56 or 57% of the total valid votes cast. And so we all the aspirants also conceded defeat when we went to the party headquarters to outdoor our flag bearer. Thereafter, almost all the aspirants have paid courtesy calls on His Excellency, the former Vice President, pledging their unalloyed support for him. Yesterday, Parliament resumed. The Minority Caucus in Parliament also visited His Excellency to give him a big congratulations and assure him of our unalloyed support from Parliament. Though during the elections we had some numbers of MPs, very few though, supporting any of the other aspirants. Immediately we finished, all of them came on board. And so whilst we went to the Vice President, you could see Stephen Amwa, Dapa, and everybody heartily engaged.
One of the papers says, Mighty 87 show love to Bawumia.
That is so. That is so. And that tells you how united the party is of the flag bearer. You know, our colleagues on the other side had always tried to decide for us who should lead the party. And I told you that the party doesn't make mistakes. If they don't believe in him, we do. And we know that we are going to market him strongly and better than it happened in the past elections. And so let's see how it goes.
Very well. Yesterday, during that leadership press briefing in Parliament, the House resumed yesterday. The majority leader announced that the Transport Minister is set to lay a bill before the House seeking to rename the Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. On his way out, the minority leader was asked about this. He opposed it. He doesn't think it's worth renaming the airport. Where do you stand on this? Do you stand with your leader?
This is a new developing story. We all heard about it yesterday from the majority leader. And a lot of conversations have arisen as a result of it. The big question is what is necessitating the call for the change of the airport. Several countries have reasons for naming state facilities and properties. If you go to general concepts in naming airports, for example, they are named either after the city that the airport is. So you have Schiphol, Amsterdam Airport, you have whatever. So they name it after the airport, Delhi Airport and the rest, based on the city that it is located. Others also name airports based on heroes or people that have contributed significantly. So you go to John F. Kennedy Airport in New York, Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, France, amongst others. So when it comes to Ghana, the conversation is what really informs our naming of state properties. Do we have any state policy that guides the naming of state institutions or properties, or we name them according to the whims and caprices of government that are there? You remember recently when the minority laid the bill to change the names of our universities. Some of them SCK Dombo, the Dombo and the Apentiapiam case. It became an issue in Parliament because the issue was what was informing those change of names. Is it a principle that you don't want to name universities after individuals? Or it was just a matter that the said individuals that were honored was the problem upon which the country changed those names. And it was clear that those change of names were purely political because we had several institutions that have been named after individuals. So why do you pick and choose Dombo, Apentiapiaminka, and leave others, Hillel Liman University or Kwame Nkrumah University? So it means there's no consistency in determining the rationale behind change of names. And so I am a bit skeptical in terms of policy direction, in terms of the state developing a framework that guides government. Because if you are not careful, as we sit now, we have George Bush Highway, we have Rollins, we have Akweje interchange and all of that. What is the policy that the government is introducing that will allow us to have a consistent understanding of this change of names? So yes, you want to name it Accra International Airport. It becomes consistent with naming airports after the city that the airport is situated. But is that the principle? If that is the principle, then we should be able to couch it within our national discourse that will allow everybody to know what it is. But if we are changing it because of what? Is it because of the name Kutuka? Because this is not the first time that a conversation has arisen concerning the change of Kutuka International Airport. There are people who believe that Kutuka as an individual doesn't deserve to have that huge national, because this is our major airport. This is our #1 international airport. So it should speak to our heritage. It should speak to what we represent as a people. If someone should ask us who Kutuka is, how are we going to explain? Are you going to say that he was a coup leader? Are we in a military regime where you want to adore and honor coup regimes? We are surrounded by countries that have all had military takeovers. And so this conversation concerning Kutuka ought to be properly put out. Everybody needs to be part of the conversation. And then at the end of the day, we settle on it. But as I always say, it is not about Kutuka. It is not about the airport. It is about the guiding principles that inform. And I'm not seeing these principles in the governance that we are having. The president and the government is not showing clear consistency. Because as I have illustrated in the issue of the naming of universities, they never gave any policy principle that underpinned the change of those names. And now you are coming to airport, so what's next?
But when university names were being changed under the NPP, no underlying principles were given.
The principle was that they want to name universities after indigenous people, one, and people who have served their country and their locality.
And was this guided by any policy?
Oh, why not? The policy, go and read the policy that went into cabinet and what cabinet approved and when it came to parliament, the policy direction that guided it. So that's why I said it was informed by naming, and it is also built upon how we have named. And you see, there was even a conversation about even Legon, whether University of Ghana Legon should even be named after an individual. But that conversation couldn't reach some consensus, so Legon was left out. So that is the direction. You have Kwame Nkrumah University for Science and Technology, you have University for Cape Coast there, you have Legon there. But these were other institutions that clearly at that point in time, the government had a belief that the individuals that are being named after have served one way or the other their society. The conversation around Rollins funded it was that Rollins, when he funded it, was given the opportunity to be named after, and then he declined. Exactly. So he declined the opportunity for it to be named after him, as in terms of principle. Okay, so it opened the opportunity for government, any point in time that has a belief that the university ought to be identified by individuals to put it out there. You agree, you disagree. That is a fair position. And that brings me to that same conversation. Do we have a national guidance? Do we have a national position? Is it time for us as a people to have a conversation around how these things are developed? Do we set up an institution or a commission or a body that reviews these over time, so that it doesn't become a government waking up one morning to just decide that, okay, I want to change this to that? Because when that happens, the next opportunity that another government comes in would also make a decision to change one name or the other.
And we are serving political interest.
So when we now establish the guidelines, the guiding principle that determines that even when you want to venture into these things, the president would have to set up a committee or a commission, let them do some broader consultation, because even in changing whether it is Kumasi Airport, if you want to name it after Tumfo in Accra, you want to name it Accra, there should be some strong stakeholder engagement with even the people that it serves. You have traditional authorities within the Accra.
Kumasi is Prempeh II.
So you need broader engagement with stakeholders, so that the stakeholders will feel part. And this has always been my position and my advocacy, that power rests in the people, and government exercises it for and on their behalf. So when government is exercising its executive power, inherent in it, the government has to make sure that all those who have interest, all those who are affected by those decisions are widely consulted, so that you can carry the people along and secure a better place. So interesting days yet. I will be looking forward to the bill that will come to Parliament.
Perhaps it will come with the principles.
Oh, of course, it will come with the preambles and all the justifications. But when you have our people with the so-called super majority,
is it so-called or it is the majority?
Oh, it is for now.
Otherwise, thank you.
You are very clear that whether the principle holds or it doesn't hold, the value will be the same.
Very well, thank you very much.